Dementia can take a toll on the person diagnosed as well as family members. For the spouse of someone with dementia, the wedding vow, for better or for worse, becomes reality when day-to-day living gets difficult. Here is the story of one man's mission to stay by his wife to live their best lives. Oftentimes, when we think about the future, we look forward to the good things in life, tending to avoid difficult topics, like where will I live if me or my loved one needs assisted care when we're older. When it comes to aging and planning for life in our golden years, these conversations usually aren't had until absolutely necessary. Bob Tutnar and his wife Alba recently moved to Hebrew Senior Life's Newbridge on the Charles. After 60-plus years of marriage, family, and adventures, the couple chose to reside at Newbridge, where they're able to live together. Alba suffers from dementia, so living in this community allows peace of mind while able to maintain all independence.
She has a condition called primary progressive aphasia, which is a form of dementia which affects your memory. While this was going on, we lived a very full life. We bought a condominium in Florida, and we were heavily involved in the theater. There, we were involved with a theater company in the Berkshires, where I was on the board. I was chairman of the board, as a matter of fact. Ballet, theater, orchestra, shows, everything to keep us both involved. And I started to give some thought as to planning the rest of my life. I never really did that very well. I was a much better planner of my business, and I was not such a planner of my life. We sort of did what we wanted to do. We had the ability to do that.
Bob worked prominent high-up roles at Lord & Taylor and the Ritz-Carlton hotel chain and other big industries throughout his life.
Did a number of things prior to getting involved with the Ritz-Carlton Hotel Company, and remained with them for about 10 years. I was responsible for the development of spas and private clubs in all of our destination resorts.
He and his family lived all over the world, from Manhattan, New York, the Berkshires, Paris, Hong Kong, you name it, he's lived it. He and his family traveled to all 7 continents.
Alba and me and one of our daughters, 2 of our daughters, Jenny and Lizzie, took a year off. I bought a Volkswagen camper, and we traveled and lived in Europe and Israel for a year. That's what we did. It was great. My third daughter was in college at that time, and she opted not to come with us, but she kept visiting us wherever we were.
He and Alba are accustomed to living a big life. Hebrew Senior Life provides stimulation in their community with hands-on clubs, theater performances, and more. Residents are able to interact with one another, and everyone's able to live their best lives regardless of varying needs.
And decided that we would come to Newbridge because not only did Newbridge offer us an independent living facility, and when the COVID, this was before the COVID, they had theater coming in and music and lectures, and it was an active community, and it was populated by vibrant, intelligent senior citizens. The staff at Newbridge, I'm talking about the people who bring the food to us. You know, we don't go to the restaurants, we order it and it's delivered. The housekeepers, the maintenance people, the concierge, everyone else are so good at what they do, and I can evaluate that professionally because of the Ritz-Carlton. They have a sense of caring about you. It's not only that they do their job well, but they give you the impression that they care about you, and they do. That is a gift. That has to do with training. That has to do with the fact that Steve has set up an environment here of caring and of creating an issue where you have memorable experiences, and I think you should know that.
Steve Colwell, the executive director of Newbridge on the Charles, talks about what makes this community so special.
Independent living, we have 300 plus residents, and We've got a staff of about 250 that service them. And we provide the best phrasing I've heard from the residents themselves is it's sort of like being in a cruise ship. We have meals that they can partake in. We've got a spa, we've got the gym, we've got the swimming pool, we've got a movie theater. So we've got all these different amenities that they come here because we have those amenities. So my responsibility is to make sure that these things all run well and that the residents are well taken care of. The amenities are great. There's no doubt about it. They really are. They're first class. But it's the staff and the network of residents that actually make it work so well. One of the things that we also do is we watch the healthy spouse very carefully. What most people don't realize is if, so using my wife and I, let's say I'm frailing to a far greater rate than her, the natural behavior is for the spouse to start caring for you. Well, that isn't exactly the life they've thought that they'd be leading. And all of a sudden they're in their next job after retirement. And that job expands and expands and expands, and it expands so slowly, you don't even know how hard you're working. And what we've discovered is if we're not helping and being aware of it, that a person can literally put themselves in a place where they'll predecease the spouse who seems to need a lot more help. If there's something out there that hasn't been created yet, we look at creating it. So like in my tenure here of 12 years, there was a need, a perceived need for hospice. So we created a hospice. We want the independent living residents to create the community they want to create. Now, we are active participants with them, and I look at my job as support for their big ideas. If I make a mistake, I want them to know I made a mistake. I raise my hand. I say, yeah, I could have done that better. I won't do it again, or I've learned from it, that sort of thing. And so we have this really good relationship. And I think that's the secret sauce.
Reporting from Dedham, I'm Katie Mulcairn with Newton News.